This episode of the What's Happening Delco podcast is brought to you by Delco Meets for Business. Check us out on Meetup, register, and attend one of our fantastic networking meetings, which we meet on the first and third Thursday at the Brick House in Ridley Park, and the second and fourth Thursday at the Upper Crust in Newtown Square. We look forward to seeing you there. What's happening, Delco? I'm Rich Shane, and welcome to the What's Happening Delco podcast. Today, I'm joined by Jenn Briddes of A Flick of the Wrist. Jenn, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate it.
I am so excited that you're here. What is A Flick of the Wrist?
A Flick of the Wrist is a splatter paint business based on Jackson Pollock inspired artwork, where families and children and senior citizens can come in and make as much of a mess as they want, and we deal with the cleanup.
How big of a canvas can we splatter paint on?
So everyone typically gets an 8x10 canvas, but they can always upgrade to bigger sizes. We have as big as like a 30x30 where they can come in and do a family group splatter painting.
How did all this get started for you?
So this was actually my wife and my idea in regards to our retirement plan, something fun and unique, and also something that kind of is geared towards bringing art to families no matter what. Even if the income level is not there to be able to provide art, we want to make sure that we can provide art to all different family types.
So where are these events? How do people find you? How do people start splattering art?
Yeah, so we actually have a location in Malvern, which is Chester County. That was our first location. And then we just opened our huge location in Broomall, which is a mix of axe throwing and splatter painting. So it's two businesses in one 7,000 square foot building where adults can axe throw, kids can splatter paint, or you could do a combo of both.
So has anybody ever dipped the axe into paint and created that own art form medium at any time?
No, not yet. That actually is a great idea. You're the first to mention that. So that might be something that we definitely would have to try down the road.
All right. Because there's a little bit of that entrepreneurial spirit in my head to say, all right, either A, you start dipping axes and see what kind of art is created, or you start shooting splatter paint at people while they're axe throwing to try to create more of a level of difficulty. Not that handling sharp axes isn't difficult enough.
Right. That's true. Yeah, you add some messy paint. We don't know where those axes might end up flying. We'll have to try the opposite, where the axes dip into paint first, just for safety reasons.
You've got art, you've got axe throwing, such an entrepreneurial spirit. Where did all that come about for you?
Yeah, so I actually run a driving school. That's my full-time job. My wife is a first grade teacher. So the art aspect was all her. She loves getting messy with the kids and doing different art projects with her kids. And I have grown up at a driving school where I eventually took over as director and kind of got that business aspect. And I was like, yeah, this is something we could do. Let's jump into it. So we're a good combo. We mix well, and that's how the baby has grown.
How did you come up with the name? What was the conversation like, and how did you settle on A Flick of the Wrist?
Yeah, so that's funny. So Bonnie, my wife, is actually a huge Harry Potter fan. So we wanted to combo and bring Harry Potter into the art aspect. And we got to thinking like wands, and you take the brushes and you use them like wands to make the splatter art. And A Flick of the Wrist was just kind of something that came up, and we laughed about it at first, and then we did like a Facebook poll and everyone loved it. So that's what we ran with.
You spoke about this is great for kids. This is great for families. Do you ever do an adult oriented, splatter art, maybe a little BYOB kind of a thing? Is that something in conjunction with in that axe throwing at the Delco Axe House that all this can come together?
Yeah, so both of our locations, Malvern and Broomall, along with the axe throwing, is BYOB and food. We do adult splatter nights. We do adult axe throwing nights. We do adult wine glass painting. So everything's kind of catered all over the place. But we have different classes that are geared towards all different types of ages. So from kids to teenagers to adults to seniors, our classes kind of spread out, but everything is available for everyone.
Who motivates you? Who inspires you, Jenn?
Yeah, so my son is actually autistic. So a lot of what we do geared towards the axe throwing and a flick of the wrist is geared towards kids of sensory needs and processing issues, neurodivergent kids. So we do a lot of like sensory friendly trick or treat is coming up at the end of October. We're doing a sensory friendly painting with Santa. So we have a lot of our activities that are geared towards kids who are neurodivergent to be able to give them some place that's safe and for the parents to be able to feel that they can bring their kids there, even if they have an outburst or there's issues. So my son kind of gave us those ideas, and he's the one that kind of motivates me each and every day to do better and give us something at the end of the day we can grow off of.
You mentioned painting with Santa. Before we hit record, you said something about painting with the Grinch. Are the Grinch and Santa at the same location at the same time? Because I've never seen them together, but are there those kind of events where they may be all together or scheduled differently at different times?
Yeah, so right now we have them scheduled at different times, just because some kids are a little scared of the Grinch, as we know. So we have separate painting with the Grinch, photos with the Grinch, and then painting with Santa and photos with Santa. But we can also do a combo if anyone wanted to reach out and do something where we invite it both to the location.
Well, I'm one of those that's just totally afraid of the Grinch. So I'll be more gravitating towards Santa. Unless you start the painting with the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, I'll be there for that.
Yes, I'll have to look into that. We do have painting with the Dark Knight and painting with Spider-Man, so we'll have to add the Stay Puft Man.
That would be so much fun. All right. The website, social media, where people can find you, see when times are available, and they can schedule time to either do the painting or do the axe throwing.
Yeah, so two separate businesses. If you want to do the axe throwing, it's delcoaxehouse.com. If you want to do the splatter painting, either at Malvern or at Broomall, same website, aflickofthewrist.com with dashes in between each word. That takes you right to our website. We also have Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok for both businesses.
Jenn, is there anything we haven't talked about regarding either of those businesses or more that you want people to know about you?
Yeah, so the biggest thing is we wanted to bring something different and unique to Delaware County, give families, teenagers, adults a place to hang out, a safe space where they can come and just hang out and something that's affordable as well. So definitely come check us out.
You're out and about heading to one of your events, one of your many events, or your driving school, and you have a cheesesteak craving. Where are you going?
Delco Steaks, for sure. Right on the pike, Delco Steaks. And it's right in between my driving school, my full-time gig, and our Broomall location.
You've satisfied that cheesesteak craving and you're looking for pizza. Where are you going for pizza?
Oh, so that's a toss-up because we've been getting a lot of deliveries from Italian Delight since we moved over to Broomall. But if I was in Drexel Hill, it'd probably be either Pat's or Pizza Odyssey.
Out and about again? You've got that driving school. You want to teach them how to use a blinker, which is a turn signal in my day, right? And you want to just see how they navigate a parking lot. Where are you taking them? Wawa or Royal Farms?
Oh, definitely be Wawa. Definitely Wawa. True Delco original. We would be going to Wawa. We would not be eating off of any trash cans during our break, but definitely driving in the Wawa parking lot to challenge them.
How do you describe Delco to somebody that's never been here or has not heard of Delco before?
That is a great question. So I was actually on an Amazon Prime TV show, and that was one of the questions they asked me is, what is Delco? And I said, unless you grew up here, unless you live here, you don't know how it is. But once you're here, it is a huge community that invites everyone in, and there's something for everyone to be able to excel their lives and bring joy into their families.
What was the TV show?
We're actually on the TV show called The Blocks, which is an entrepreneur TV show. We filmed season 17 just in July. I can't give away too many secrets because it's not airing yet, but we did really, really well.
Sounds like a little spoof on our podcast. Can't wait to see when that episode airs and learn more about, again, I just feel this wonderful entrepreneurial spirit that you come up with an idea and you run with it. I think that's awesome.
Yeah, definitely. We're always looking to expand. We're always looking for different creative ideas. We have a group that works for us, our staff that works for us, that are always coming up with new and fun ways to bring entertainment to families, and we're all about running with it.
I can't wait for the meeting where you introduce them to dipping axes into paint. That's going to be fun.
Right, right. I have to bring that up slowly. Maybe provide some Delco steaks and some Wawa teas to kind of smooth it over first before they have that big shocked look on their face of the new idea.
You have friends or family coming in from out of town and you want to give them or take them to that Delco experience. Where are you sending them? Where are you taking them besides starting at A Flick of the Wrist and Delco Axe House?
Yeah, so I would say the original Granite Run Mall, before it became what it became. But the biggest thing is just traveling around Delco. Bernie's Pretzels would be the number one stop where they can actually taste an original Delco pretzel. And then we would travel from there to all the fan favorites and show them Wawas. I have a lot of family from Myrtle Beach, and they don't even know what a Wawa is. Like I mentioned Wawa, and they're like, "What are you talking about?"
Well, they're migrating down slowly. Certain states don't have them, but you're giving them that experience, and that makes it even better for them.
Yep, exactly. Especially if you're my niece actually goes to university in Connecticut, and we sent tasty cakes out that way, and her roommates had no idea what they were. It's so interesting because it's like more of like it's a Southeastern type of thing, but in Connecticut, they're like, what the heck is this?
And apparently they have Connecticut style pizza or something that they do. I've never heard of it either. So it's good to know that there are still these things that are regional and they stay there, and we don't have to recreate that for everything. But that Wawa experience should be in every state, in every community. That's their business and how they are looking for world domination. It's certainly something I don't have time to help them with, but we're always big fans here in Delco.
Yeah,
Jenn,
for sure.
thank you so much for your time today. Thank you for being a friend of What's Happening Delco. We can't wait to see you out and about, driving in your car, making paint splatter and throwing axes at the same time. I can't wait to see that. That would be awesome. And look, Delco, fun time. Family, friends, bring the community together. Bring everybody out to do some fun things that, a little bit of an idea for a date night. Go see A Flick of the Wrist. Go see Delco Axe House. And Jenn, thanks again.
Yeah, I appreciate the time. Thank you so much. And you're more than welcome to come throw some axes. We'll have you try that axe and paint thing first.
I'm going to be the first one. Great. Thank you.
Of course.
Hey, it's Rich. Thank you so much for being a listener to the What's Happening Delco podcast. I appreciate you taking the time out of your day to learn more about the people and businesses in our community. I have been a real estate agent for over 25 years, working with first-time home buyers to last-time home sellers. As a listener of the podcast, my gift to you is a complimentary 1-year American Home Shield home warranty. This is for buyers and sellers that I help. If you're looking to move anywhere in the United States, I have you covered with an amazing network of real estate agents. I look forward to hearing from you. My direct line is 215-313-3777, or you can email me at rshaneremax@comcast.net. Oh, by the way, I am never too busy for any of your referrals.